Well, hello and welcome to Thrive Thursday for September 9th, 2021. For those of you who are still excited about NFL football, you're going to be able to thrive tonight with the Bucks and the Cowboys. Some of you uh, have given up on the NFL because of all the nonsense of the last couple of years. But if you're still hanging in there and excited about watching some good sports teams, you got Brady, going against Dak Prescott tonight. So ought to be interesting anyway. We'll see how it goes. Hope your team wins. All right. Well, let's look at Thrive Thursday for this week. We've got our 321 is being yourself, feeling unqualified, and win-win relationships. Every week we do a 321, which are three ideas, two quotes, and one question to consider this week. So let's get rolling. Let's get me out of here and make this whole thing a little bit bigger for you so we can go through this and get you on with your great Thursday. Well, here are the three ideas from me. Of course, I get these from James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, each week, so I want to pass them on to you. The first one is, always be prepared to absorb a big hit. Always be focused enough to create a big win. Diversified enough to survive, but concentrated enough to matter. And this just gets back into proper preparation. When you set up your goals, and that's what we talk about A to B for me. When we sit down with you, we want to look at what could possibly happen. We talked about success and outcomes yesterday in overcoming obstacles, and how many of you tie the outcomes. You're so concentrated about the outcomes, you tie them to your self-image. And if you don't, the outcome doesn't happen when and how you think it should be, then your self-image takes a huge hit. Well, just you got to be prepared to absorb that hit, and it only comes from preparation. And knowing that, hey, I could take a big hit out here, but if you do take a big hit, be able to resolve that. If you knew it was coming, be prepared to go ahead and move and make the right move so you can create a big win out of it. So you want to stay focused. But you want to be diversified enough to survive those things. So don't just sit there, man, if this doesn't happen this way, I'm done. No. If I hit this wall, I back up and I go this way, or I go over, or I go right, I go back, I do something, right? But you want to be concentrated enough to make it all matter. So don't be have a lot of frivolity in here and just, oh, well, whatever, happy-go-lucky kind of thing. No, you have to be focused, have clarity, and do your best. But be diversified enough to survive if you do take a big hit. All right, well, being yourself is a continuous effort. I think we'll all agree with that. And many of you that I talk with, I think we realize that sometimes just being yourself is a tough enough job. You don't need other people helping you with that one. But there's always another expectation placed upon you, another person pulling you toward their preferences, another nudge from society to act a certain way. And my Lord, haven't we had enough of that the last couple of years? But it's a daily battle to be yourself, not merely what the world wants you to be. Now, we're all about just do you here at A to B for me, but you got to figure out what doing you is, and a lot of you is swayed by them, and it's like, oh, who's them? Well, them's the ones that's making you do the stuff that you really don't want to do or don't need to be doing. So don't let people pull you toward their preferences. You've got to get down and define who you are, get your core values set, and confirm those. Now, I'm not saying you don't listen to someone else's opinion. That's just being real. It's being a good person. But knowing who you are, and not allowing people just to continue to move, just sway with the wind, and whatever is the thought of the day or the thing of the day is where you're headed. No, you need a plan and you need a life purpose, and so you need to figure that out. But get in here and just, like I said, every day, just do you. All right, here's another one, third one down here. Don't feel qualified? Well, nobody does. You can only be qualified to do that which you have already accomplished or trained for. Anything new is accomplished by unqualified people. And a lot of folks out there, especially in the coaching business, and I had a lot of this, you suffer from imposter syndrome because you don't feel like, well, who am I? Who am I to do this? Well, you are you. You have unique experiences, God given talents. You've been through certain trials and tribulations. You've gone through them, and you're the person that's going to help other people go through these same situations. So you just have to learn how to deal with this imposter syndrome because you get out there and you just make it happen. How do you become qualified? Well, you start out unqualified. You get experience, right? It's that process. We talked about that in Overcoming Obstacles yesterday. The process stack of this. It starts small. You get a crescendo. The process, it gets bigger, 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 and all of a sudden the process transformed into a result or an outcome. So get out there. And just make it happen and get qualified because, heck, most of us, we don't feel qualified, but we still do it anyway. All right, and we're helping a lot of people by doing it. Let's look at some quotes today. We've got a Hindu proverb on the many ways to win. There are hundreds of paths up to the mountain, all leading in the same direction. So it doesn't matter which path you take. The only one wasting time is the one who runs around and around the mountain telling everyone that his or her path is wrong. So just pay attention to yourself. Now, if someone comes to you for mentoring and coaching, you can discuss the different paths and see which one might be the best for them. But sometimes the easiest path isn't the right one. I mean, when you're hiking and you're done, a lot of times the fastest one is the steepest. And if you're like me, you appreciate switchbacks where you can go left and right and left and right and then finally and eventually get up there. But at least when you're up there, you're alive. You're not dead. You didn't slide back down the mountain. So sometimes the fastest path is not the right one. But they're all going to get to the top. You just have to figure out the right one for you, and don't be concerned about telling everybody else about their path. Just pay attention to your path, because if you're not paying attention to yours, you're going to be stumbling. So be sure that you concentrate on what you need to do. If someone needs some assistance and you want to help them, that's fine. But be sure that they want that assistance. but just like I said, just pay attention to your own path and get there. And other people, they're watching you, and if they see you making it, they'll probably come over and ask for a little help. All right, well, Nadine Stairs is interesting. An 85-year-old woman from Louisville, Kentucky, shares her answer when asked, how would you have lived your life differently if you had a chance? And this is from Chicken Soup of the Soul, the 20th anniversary edition. Jack Canfield is a big advocate of mine and love the stuff that Jack puts out there. But if I had my life to live over again, I'd dare to make more mistakes next time. I'd relax. I'd limber up. I'd be sillier than I've been this trip. I would take fewer things seriously. I would take more chances. I would eat more ice cream and less beans. I would perhaps have more actual troubles, but fewer imaginary ones. You see, I'm one of those people who was sensible and sane hour after hour, day after day. Oh, I've had some moments. If I had to do it over again, I'd have more of them. In fact, I'd try to have nothing else, just moments, one after another, instead of living so many years ahead of each day. I've been one of those persons who never goes anywhere without a thermometer, a hot water bottle, a raincoat, and a parachute. If I could do it again, I would travel lighter than I have. If I had to live my life over, I would start barefoot earlier in the spring and stay that way later in the fall. I would go to more dances, would ride more merry-go-rounds, and I would pick more daisies. Pretty good advice from someone who's lived a life. Maybe you could go back and read this and start doing some of these things yourself, because we do tend to take ourselves, again, life way too serious. We get out there. I'm not saying, again, just go 3 sheets to the wind here, but what I want to tell you is, doggone it, live in the moment. Have some fun. Don't miss these things. Have a good life. Help people do what you need to do. But don't get so balled up into things again and living so many years ahead of each day. Good stuff from Nadine Stair. All right, well, here's a question for you for today. Which of my relationships are win-win? Which of my relationships are one-sided? If you've been following our weekly challenge on Mondays, every Monday we have one, we talk about win-win relationships. So you might go back and catch that one either on the blog or YouTube, or not on YouTube. They're on Facebook and on the blog at our website, and they're in Anchor FM. So check those things out. But which of my relationships are win-win, and which of them are one-sided? And then on the one-sided ones, which side are you on? Figure those things out. I know that one of the old questions that we always talk about in compound effect is a marriage, on a win-win, in a marriage, how much are you responsible for? Or in any relationships, how much you're responsible for? And a lot of people say, I'm responsible for 50%. Well, no, you're responsible for 100% of your part. So, yeah, I mean, you're in for all of it, right? It's a relationship, you're in for all of it, and the other person should be in for all of it as well. So it's not a 50-50, it's 100-100. Or both of you have to be all in to make a relationship work. But let's look at your win-wins and see how they're working, and then which relationships are you one-sided on. And just kind of ponder that this week and see if we can work on that a little bit more. And if you need to go back to the weekly challenge, go back and check it out. Again, probably the easiest way for you to find is a2bforme.com. Go up to our blog, scroll down and find it. All right, well, that's it for today. I'm going to hop back in here and say goodbye to you. And hope you have a great week. Hope you have one so far. Again, we're 9 days into September, so you're about a third of the way through. So, I mean, time doesn't stop, right? Let's keep on rolling. We had a long weekend that might have bunked you up a little bit, but just get rolling, keep going, keep those goals set, and get them rolling. Anything we can do for you, reach out to me at don@a2bforme.com. I'm here for you. We can set up a strategy session if you want to, and talk about it a little bit. Well, all right. Well, have a great week, and keep moving in the direction of your dreams, and we'll talk to you later.